We're live! Oh my god. Is this real life? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. If you're watching the replay, just like fast forward because I have to just see. Oh my god, yes, it's working. Okay. This is so cool. Hi, y'all. I'm going to have to. Okay, hold on. No, I do need a second again. I'm not fully ready yet. Okay. Yay! Now I can see the chat. Is there a way to see the chat on over here? Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. It's been a minute since I was live over here. Happy Black Friday if you went out into the world, or you might still be out because it's like almost midnight where I am in Paris, France. And I went out for a little bit earlier today and was like, no, I need to be inside. This is not the vibe. Not the vibe at all. It was so crazy everywhere, which like I should have known, but c'est la vie. And that is totally me being a 1-3 profile. I don't know what I just tried to say. Mercury retrograde is fucking me up. Are y'all feeling it too? Because let's go off on another tangent. Separate from Black Friday. Mercury retrograde is rocking my world. I knew it was going to be just a lot. It was just going to be like amplified for me because, hey, Bougie. Wait, is that Tori? Hey, Tori. Um, I knew it was gonna be amplified for me because I have my moon in Sagittarius and it's like retrograding right over my moon. And then we have Jupiter and Gemini, and it'll be opposite Jupiter and Gemini. And then they're both in well, Mercury's in my third house and Jupiter's in my ninth house, which is like communication and philosophies of life. And day-to-day travels as well as like international travels. And I've been in Europe, I've been in France and Italy, mostly sticking to France now, but I've been over here for 2.5 months since like before Jupiter went retrograde. So I knew it was gonna affect me a lot, and we're on like day 3 or 4, I think now, and yes, it has been affecting me a lot. Mostly in just how I'm communicating. Like I mean, this is a perfect example. I literally can't think of words half the time. And I don't really want to speak French too much anymore. I feel like very insecure in my French with strangers again, which is something I haven't felt since I first got here, like 2 months ago. So it's been a really interesting time period for me. Mercury retrograde has been. Um, but yeah, I wanted to get on here just to talk about how to use your astrology to literally live your best life. Like, there are so many amazing lens in which to look through to view your chart in a certain way. And all of my favorites I have taught in my Become an Astrologer course as bonus lessons. So if you haven't seen my Become an Astrologer course, I've taught like specific methods of reading charts for certain things in that course. And until today, if you haven't got my email and you haven't seen about this, like until today, I've only allowed those bonus lessons have only been available to my course students. But today only, they are available to everyone in one bundle. You can just get the bonus lessons, which include looking at your astrology chart for your life partner, how to find like your future husband, or your future wife, your future children as well. And I was reviewing all the material last night when I was putting the bundle together, and it's just crazy what I channeled in those lessons when I was doing them like a year or two ago. And I forgot about it. Like I forgot everything that I said, and I used a chart, like real life charts as examples. I used celebrities charts, and I also use my own chart because I use my chart a lot in the classes that I teach because I know it like the back of my hand, and I know like I live my life. So I know my I almost know my chart as well as I know my own life at this point because I just study it every single day. But it's just crazy, like, I was doing that analysis on my chart, like, as an example, the life partner lesson, and since I've been in France, I've been attracting so many men who are like that. Like, in the course, I was saying in the lessons, I was saying that I am here to attract someone who's really, like, takes initiative, someone who has, like, that masculine energy and is kind of like a cliché masculine energy because my 7th house is ruled by Aries. And there are other things to look at in the chart for your potential life partner, and I talk about that in the lesson. So you'll have access to it if you get the Astro bonus bundle. But just as an example, like one aspect has already has just been so true already. And it's just so cool to go back to when I was looking at my chart for that however long ago and see and now have the confirmation. Does that make sense? Versus when I've attracted men who weren't like that, it's just always been a shit show. But now that I'm attracting men and like really looking out for men who are like that, my dating life has just gone so much better. Um, so yeah, that's one example. I also have a bonus lesson in that bundle on how to make money using your astrology. Like that's where, if y'all remember my viral video about that from, oh my God, how long ago was that now? Probably 2 years ago. That's what prompted me to do a whole class on it and teach that bonus lesson on it and go way deeper into how to look at your astrology chart for how you're meant to make money. So that's one of the lessons included. Another one is how to move using your astrology and how to predict crucial life timing. So how to move is one thing I cover. The timing of meeting a life partner is another. Um, because the bonus lesson I was just speaking to goes over like the energy of your potential partner. So kind of what to look out for and what you need in a partner based on your chart versus like the timing of when you'll meet them is much different. So I cover both of those things in separate lessons in the bonus bundle. And the timing stuff, it just still blows my mind because like I was saying, came back to Paris. I've been traveling through all over France the last month and a half. And I knew I wanted to stay in Paris. So I literally used my astrology, y'all, to figure out when the best timing for me was to look for apartments and secure one. And I found, sure enough, found this amazing apartment that I love. It's literally such a gem here in Paris. It's huge, which is very rare for Parisian apartments. If you haven't been here, you aren't familiar with like Europe living. It's very small spaces. And this is probably the biggest place I've stayed in so far. And I'm really happy with it. It worked out so perfectly because I waited for the right timing based on my astrology chart, right? So that's another method I teach you in the bonus bundle that again is only available today. The link should be in the description. It should be the first link in the description. And then what else is included? What else do I teach in there? Oh, I teach like how to predict like when is good for you to change careers or start a business. I teach you that method in there as well. And there's also a whole lesson on using your chart to know what life path is best for you. So not only is there like a lesson on how to make money using your astrology, but there's also a lesson on how to looking at what career is best for you. So it's really well rounded. We really go deep into all these different aspects of your chart and how to use your chart to align with the things in your actual life that are best for you based on what your chart is saying. Because it's basically like your user manual for life. Your roadmap is your astrology. Like your little soul's blueprint is your astrology. Um, so yeah, that's the Astro bone. Oh my God, again, tripping over my words. I have like 10 good minutes, 5 to 10 good minutes where I can like say things and I don't mess up during this Mercury retrograde, and then it ends and it starts over again. But that is the Astro bonus bundle. It's only available today. I believe the cart will close, like enrollment will end at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So if you're seeing this before then, it's still available. You can still enroll and you'll have lifetime access, but enrollment is only open for today. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I've never before sold these lessons outside of the course. Like I said, they've been exclusively only for my Become an Astrologer students until today. So if you want these, my top secret astrology methods in your toolbox, hop on it. And yeah. What else? What else? What else? You also get PowerPoint slides that come with each lesson, and there's journal prompts and reflection questions for each lesson as well to help you integrate the material. There's also a comment section, so like you can comment if you have any questions for each lesson, and I'll respond. Like there's a comment section in the bundle for each lesson, and yeah, I think that's all I want to say about that. If y'all have any questions, let me know. But yeah, I'm really excited about it because I've been sitting with the idea of like offering it to you guys as a one-off bundle thing for a while. And this week was like, okay, it feels like the time to do it. Um, so yeah, if you want it, hop on it because it won't be available forever. Um, yeah, what else is going on in my life? I ordered a webcam to go live on YouTube because I miss going live on here with you guys. Um, and it said it wasn't going to come until Monday, and it literally came early. It's like a Mercury retrograde miracle. So that's why I'm on here tonight because I'm so excited to use my new webcam. I like didn't bring the one I have back home with me because it's kind of big and bulky. And it actually worked out perfectly that I had to get a new one because this one is much like slimmer and it'll be easier to travel with. And I've been kind of thinking that I might want to travel a little bit too outside of Paris and like extend my stay over here, which I kind of had a feeling that Mercury retrograde was going to bring me that energy again. Like I've known that this was going to happen to my chart for months. And I was like, I wonder exactly like how that's going to show up for me because we can see certain things, right? Like I was just telling you guys, like I used the timing of a certain thing to know when it was best for me to secure an apartment. And like, so that we can see, but like how certain long-term transits are going to show up is a little bit tricky to predict. Like I knew that Mercury retrograde would be me rethinking like where I'm going on a daily basis and probably like my whole international trip to begin with, which it has been that. It has been me rethinking this trip and like, do I want to go anywhere else when I'm here? Do I want to like stay over here much longer than I had originally planned and maybe go more places like outside of the EU? And then like just have Paris as my home base. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like the longer I stay here and the longer I feel more comfortable being in France and like speaking, like practicing my French with people, the more I want to stay. The less the less I want to leave. Um yeah, it's very Sag moon too. Like I both of my friends that are over here and then my friends that are back home, both of them are like, I'm like, yeah, I extended my trip. I extended my trip. I keep extending my trip. And at this point, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Like it's like we never know. I'm sure they're like, we never know what she's gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do half the time. I'm just, I'm just following my sacral authority and letting it lead me where it's going to lead me because that's what's best for me. And yeah, it feels really like where was I talking about this? I think I was in the membership where I was talking about this in my membership because I have that class that I did in the membership on Saturn return, like looking at your Saturn return human design chart because that's a thing. You get a like a human design chart for your Saturn return, like a transit chart, and just kind of like how you get a solar return chart for your birthday every year. And um you get like a Venus return chart, a Jupiter return chart for like, those things in your those transits as well. So my Saturn return chart is an emotional authority, and oh my God, it's been showing up all year for me because this is the year of my Saturn return where I don't feel super connected to that sacral instantaneous knowing anymore. like with some things, yeah, I do feel really connected to it, but other things I'm like, I don't know, it's like an up and a down, it's like a back and a forth, which I witness, especially in my emotional authority friends, so often, and I've really been feeling that like most of the year, which is a really weird feeling because I'm so used to having that instant like sacral gut of like yes or no. But since my Saturn return chart is a emotional authority, it's really been clouding my normal sacral response to things. So that's been a lesson in of itself this whole year during my Saturn return. And I just posted a video about Saturn return. Um, if you want to hear more about my experience of it, because I honestly feel like the years leading up to my Saturn return were the worst, the literal worst. And this year has been such a breeze compared to those years, compared to other transits, especially like when I was 27, those transits were so rough. Saturn return has felt like a walk in the park, honestly. There have been challenges, but they've like come and gone. They haven't been like if y'all were following me or you saw back in like the day of my Saturn return when it peaked on March 1st, right after I moved into my new, like my literal dream home. Um, it flooded. It flooded a week after I moved into it, like 2 days before my Saturn return peaked. And I had to like stay at a friend's place, and then I had to they put me my landlords put me in a hotel because I couldn't stay at my place because it was flooded. And that's like probably the biggest thing that's happened. Another thing that happened was like I got scammed and that wasn't fun. That was actually right before I left for Paris. So there's been like these like again like these moments where things happen, but there hasn't been a perpetual, I wouldn't say any like uh consistently bad things happening over and over and over. It's just been like one or two off things and then it's like okay, we deal with it and we live our life and we move on. Um yeah, that's kind of how it's been. So yeah. I don't know if the chat is like lagging or something. Let me know. Because I was live on TikTok the other day and it was saying that um the internet connection was not good. So let me know if you guys, if the, how do you say that? You know what I'm trying to say. If it's lagging or not. But yeah, we also have a new moon in Sag coming up this weekend, and I'll be doing um a live podcast, a podcast live stream for that, going into like just more about the new moon and talking about the human design transits as well, because I love doing that for the new and full moon because they really give us more of a well-rounded picture of the themes for that new moon. Yeah, combined. Oh my God. No wonder I've been like slurring my words and like unable to speak all day. Mercury is right on my moon right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then we have, thank goodness we haven't had a Venus retrograde this year. But honestly, I really kind of feel like we need one. I feel like we kind of need to reflect on our values, our self-worth, like um our relationships, our money, which there will be a Venus retrograde, I believe, early next year in Aries when I was looking ahead at the 2025 transits. Um, there's some things coming up, y'all, in my membership soon. Like I'll be doing the new moon in Sagittarius live stream on Sunday. I'll be doing a live Q&A on the 9th. I'll be doing, then we're gonna have a full moon in Gemini. Oh my God, that'll be a fun one because I think it'll be on Jupiter. It might be on Mercury as well. And then I'll be doing a live stream in my membership for that. And then I still got to put together the 2025 transits and like really look at the 2025 stuff because 2025 is a big year. I know a lot of people have been talking about it because it's big. It's really, really big. It's also a 9 year in numerology. The number 9 corresponds to Mars energy, and we start 2025 with a Mars retrograde. So the Mars retrograde actually starts on December 6th, and it will go until I think the end of February. It's going to be a long one. If you saw my most recent podcast episode, you already know about that. You already know about that. And then, oh, I got off on a tangent, but we have a Venus and Mercury retrograde at the beginning of 2025 they'll both be in Aries. Let me see the deets of that actually. Yeah, so we're gonna have they'll both start in Aries. I believe Mercury and Venus go retrograde like close to each other, and then they will move backwards into Pisces. The North Node shifts into Pisces. In January, what else do we have going on? We have Neptune like about to leave Pisces at this time as well. Like March looks nuts. We might not feel it really until like April, because of those retrogrades. And then I believe we'll have Saturn move into Aries. I think Neptune is going to move into Aries as well, but then they will both move back into Pisces. And then we're just going a little bit into 2025 already. Let's see. Oh my God, my solar return next year is going to be insane. I was so stoked about my solar return chart this year, and next year it just looks kind of crazy because Mars will be opposite Pluto again for like the final time. It won't happen again for 2 years. Oh my God. And then Saturn will be on Venus, and the North Node will be there. We have a North Node Saturn Venus conjunction. This is like the day after my birthday, y'all. Wait, there's a new moon on my birthday in Taurus. Whoa. Okay, honestly, I feel like really good about that. I feel like shit's gonna pop off for me, but also things are gonna be like, what the fuck? Oh my God, my solar return chart is a new moon in Taurus. That's nuts. Someone asked me a while back about 2025 like forecasts, and if that was a method that I taught, like how to do a year ahead forecast for somebody at the start of the new year. And my opinion on that is not as profound, it's not as helpful as a solar return. Maybe combining the two, because the solar return chart is really like the energy that you kind of live with that whole year versus just looking at the transits. For the year ahead, you're only looking at like one aspect. Does that make sense? So I mean, like going off of your birthday and looking for that year ahead is so much more powerful and so much more impactful because it gives you a window into like how that year is going to go for you based on your solar return chart and based on the perfection year as well that you shift into. Like I will be shifting into an 8th house perfection year. Hey Joanna, yes, I absolutely believe in perfection years. It's something I walk you through how to do for yourself in my ebook. My ebook on astrology. You can get it at astrologyhumandesign.com. It's on sale right now, actually. Pretty much everything is on sale right now. Where was I going with that? So yeah, your solar return chart, when you have your solar return, when you have your birthday, you also shift perfection years that you're in. Perfection years are huge, because they give you a new time lord. Like when you shift a perfection year, you shift what planet and what energy like rules over your kind of life for that year. Um, so me, let's say, let's this makes so much sense. Okay, so last year when I was 29, I was in the sixth house perfection year. And that was all about work. I was also a progressed moon in Capricorn. So I was like extra work, 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 build, build, build. My Saturn is in the sixth house. It's in Pisces. And the planets that rule Pisces are Jupiter and Neptune. So those were my time lords for that year, for my 29th year. And there was a lot of expansion in my 29th year, but there was also a lot of like delusion. I'm trying to think, like, I can't even, like, it feels cloudy to even like go back and think about. There was a lot of creativity, there was a lot of inspiration. I believe when I was 29, or right before I turned 29, it actually might have happened when I was 28. I created my membership. Um, yeah, 29 feels like a blur. I can't even really. Okay, so I turned 30 in April. So I was 29. I'm trying to think of like where I was living because that's kind of like my whole life is like I think of it in terms of where I was living because I move around so much. So I was in like this mother-in-law suite. Um, and yeah, it's really the year where I grinded my ass off. I created so many TikTok videos that went viral, that created a lot of success for me, like Jupiter energy, right? And Neptune energy as well, like a lot of creativity. Um, and it like built the foundation of my success now that's allowing me to live in Europe right now, and travel on a whim around Europe at the moment. So that was my sixth house year. And now I'm in my seventh house year, which is ruled, my seventh house is ruled by Mars. So there's been a lot of like competition, there's been a lot of aggression. There's also been a lot of like, I started working out again. I started being a lot more active than I was the year before. I've really been focused on dating and relationships. Joanna says you're going to meet a romantic liaison. Yeah, yeah, I'm a Taurus sun, Libra rising, Sag moon. Yeah, I've met a lot. Like it's kind of crazy since I got to France. I have probably met like eight or nine guys. Um, and like I've rejected a lot of them because my standards have like all of my dating experiences have really elevated my standards and self-worth, which is very like Saturn was squaring my Venus, and Chiron was opposite my Chiron, squaring my Venus a lot earlier this year as well. So that raised my standards, and dating taught me a lot, healed a lot of my standards in dating, and Venus rules my chart. So big lessons for me that I learned earlier this year that have helped me over here in France and Italy. Um, but yeah, there's been a lot of romantic interest for sure. Yeah, my Saturn return, I just talked about that actually earlier in the live. My Saturn return peaked in March, and Saturn's pretty close, like it retrograded pretty close to my natal Saturn, but it's not going to peak again. So it was one and done on March 1st. And oh yeah, my house flooded right before. That's Neptune energy. That's Jupiter and Neptune energy. I was still in my sixth house perfection year, Jupiter, Neptune energy, and I moved into this like I moved from a like 300 square foot mother-in-law suite into a 1,500 square foot like three-bedroom townhouse. It was like my dream house, like it was my dream place to live. I've been manifesting that for years and years and years. And I moved into it, and then a week after it flooded. So like Jupiter expansion, then Neptune water, like oh my God, I love astrology. Yeah, I love it. Second house perfection year. So I would say it's just about accumulation of resources and kind of reframing how you make money, your like how you want to like I think when I was in my second house perfection year, I started a business. And that is what 6, 7 years later has led me here to having a full-time. a full-time business creating content around astrology and human design that now supports me in, being able to live and travel abroad. I might go back to the US, I'm not sure yet. Are you going to stay in France next year? Are you going to another country? I'm not sure. I was talking about that earlier in the live too. I don't really know. The Mercury retrograde is kind of cloudy and everything for me in terms of that because it's on my moon right now, and then it's opposite Jupiter in my ninth house. So I kind of want to, like, I'm really comfortable here in France now, and I'm really loving the culture and like learning French because I've been learning French for a year, over a year, I think now, and I've like that was why I came because I wanted to learn, I wanted to be fluent in French, and now that I'm like here, I don't really want to leave, but I do have to figure out how I can stay, or if I do want to stay long term, I would have to go back to the US. So, um, yeah. But for whatever perfection year you're in, I would also look at what your Time Lord is, like what sign and planet rules that house in your chart, because that's going to add a layer of depth to it as well. So I'm in a Mars, like Mars is my Time Lord this year. And also the transits of Mars have been super important for me. Like Mars is in Leo in my 11th house right now, and I've been meeting so many friends over here so easily. Like it's crazy. And I've met most of them through social media. Like so many people have reached out to me through social media and been like, "Oh my God, you're in Paris. Like I live here," or like I'm also traveling and like looking to move there. So like I want to meet up, and I'm like, sick. Like, yeah, let's do it. And like it's very Mars, my Time Lord, in my 11th house right now. And then I have my Mars in the 7th house on my descendant. My Mars is in Aries on my descendant. So it's been a lot of, like I was saying, like learning to watch out for men who don't really have that energy. Because in the past I've attracted a lot of men who were like passive and kind of more feminine. And so like I'm learning how to steer away from that because I know that based on my chart and like based on my own personal preferences as well, like I'm meant to attract someone who has that Aries energy, someone who can really like initiate and be a little bit more masculine than feminine. I need to look at my perfection year. Yes. Yeah. So for everyone that's 30, it goes off your age. So for everyone that's 30, it's your 7th house. Um, this I have like the chart in my ebook, the chart of um like what age you are and then what perfection year you're in. And then since I think you remember, right, Tori, you get 50% off the ebook if you haven't already gotten it. And I think that stacks on top of the sale that it's on sale right now. So it's like hella cheap for members. Joanna says, thank you for that. I'm hoping to meet a guy soon. But what can I say? Yeah, it's rough out here. It's rough. It really is like a full-time job. I prefer to meet guys in person. It's also my Venus and Gemini. I have no luck on the apps or any of that kind of stuff. So, but that's literally such work. Like you have to find places to go, and you have to be really present when you're there and like kind of be like a huntress in a way and like try to make eye contact with guys and like smile at them and like it's like a whole thing. Looking to know. Yeah, I've looked into visas. I just really don't want to fool with it because the nearest visa office to me in the US is like a 20-hour drive. It's fucking insane. They should have more visa offices. I don't understand. So yeah, I would either have to take like a 3-hour flight to where the visa office is, which it's not the biggest deal. I'm being what's the word? I don't know. I'm being kind of I don't know. Like I could do it because I just had to be there for the day of the appointment. Like it's really not that big of a deal, but it's just like, damn, that's a lot of traveling just to get a fucking visa. You're 48, will be 49 in March. Oh, I love it. You're almost into your Chiron return. That's exciting. Indeed, it's a full-time job. I have Moon and Mars and Gemini. Oh, I love that. There are interesting visas in Portugal. Yeah, I just don't want to get um, a visa in another country because I want to be in France. So I would get a French visa because I don't really want to be in Portugal. I don't really want to be in Greece either. Which also sounds kind of bratty for me to say, but I spent all this time learning French. Like, this is where I want to be. I would visit Greece though. I just don't, I wouldn't want to be like, this is where I have to be most of the time. Like, I wouldn't, like, I was looking into the Spanish visa as well, because theirs is pretty easy to get and you can get it while you're already over here. But then I would have to like live in Spain and I would still only have like 90 days out of every 180 days to be in France, I'm pretty sure. Like it wouldn't give me privileges to stay in France. I would have to stay in Spain, which that's just not where I want to be. And my astrophotography for Portugal and Spain doesn't look good. I'm just not excited to go over there. No, I'm in France because I wanted to be here and I've been learning French for a year. And then yeah, my astrophotography is pretty good over here too. But I just love it here. I'd say my astrocartography is the best here of anywhere else I've looked around Europe. It's pretty good in like northern Italy as well, but I don't know any Italian, and that's for me as a Sag moon, like in a Libra rising and a Venus in Gemini. I feel like when I go somewhere that's foreign, especially, I want to like immerse myself in the culture, and I want to, I don't know, like fit like live as a local. And if you don't know the language, it can be really hard to do that. So that's why I've stuck to France because I've been learning French for a year, and so it's just maybe it's my Taurus sun as well. Like I'm just comfortable here already because I can speak, I can get by. Yeah, France it is. Yeah, I love France. I just love it. Like I want to visit other places, but this is it. Um, yeah, I did France's chart in a video recently. I think it has a lot of Virgo stuff, but it's a Libra sun, Pisces rising, Aries moon. So me and France are like, we vibe. Sag moon definitely meet a foreign man. Yeah. I have this guy I like to call my French boyfriend at the moment. And it's also fun because he's helping me learn French because his English is better than my French, but it's still not great. And so it's forcing me to speak more French. And then that's helping me be more comfortable. But the Mercury retrograde is just fucking it all up. Like I just went to a restaurant for the first time because I've been sick for 2 weeks too, and I just went to a restaurant alone for the first time since I was sick. And I just was like, I don't even care. I'm gonna speak in English because I just can't. Like the Mercury retrograde is really messing me up, being in my third house. And then yeah, my Venus is in the ninth house. So I've known that like a foreign man is probably is probably what's gonna end up being my man. He's got to have some either like foreign international aspect to him because it's Venus in the ninth house or like super philosophical. Your mom is a Venus in Sag and she met your dad. She's from Venezuela, he's from the US. Oh, oh my God, I love that. Yeah. I love it. I've always been so interested in other cultures. It's very Sag placements. We want to learn all the things and explore all the things. Yeah, I got myself a French boyfriend. I met this girl who just recently got approved for a visa and she's like coming back to Paris and she was here for a few months like over the summer. And she was like, "Oh yeah, my boyfriend like lives in this part of Paris." And I'm like, "Girl, you already have a boyfriend? Like, when did you meet him?" She's like 3 days after I got to Paris. I'm like, "What?" Like, I don't know if the man that I call my boyfriend is like actual boyfriend material. We'll see. He's gonna like prove himself, but I thought that was funny. Like, damn. But they love the American accent. Like, it's a mutual thing that people just love exotic, anything that's like different or exotic. And there's this one guy I was talking with, because I down my one of my friends that I met over here, she's half American, and she was like, "Girl, just get on the dating apps. Like, you never know." Like, I had a lot of luck with them. Like, I met guys who weren't just looking for a hookup. Like, I met my last boyfriend there. Like, just try. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I got back on the dating apps here, and they're a little better than the US, but not by much. But I did meet this guy who was like, "Oh, I just love the American accent. I love your American accent when you speak French." Like, but don't use it too much because like it could be a weapon. And I was like, okay, but it's true. I really love my accent. It's hilarious. It's a mutual fascination, yeah. Mutual fascination, yeah. Okay, so this is something I wanted to talk about too on the live, so I'm glad you asked about it, Joanna, because I almost forgot. So French guy is my French boyfriend is we he told me he was a Gemini. But then I was like, okay, what's your stuff? Because he was born May 21st. And I was like, okay, I don't get before I looked up his chart, I was like, I don't think you're a Gemini. Like, you know how Taurus men just have that like brooding energy, like they just have that Taurus energy. You can just see it in them. Like they had just like are kind of broody. I don't even know how to explain it. Let me look up the definition of broody because I feel like it's just a specific word. Broody. Thoughtful and unhappy is what it says. Oh my God. Okay, no, another definition is engaging in or arising from deep thought. Yeah, like whereas Geminis are like super chatty and they're social and they're more external, but Taurus men are like very internal. It's just an energy you can tell. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you're a Taurus, dude. And he's like, no. May 21st is Gemini. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a language barrier here. Like, I don't know how to explain to you that you're not a Gemini because like you have an actual birth chart. Like, and he doesn't know that he has a birth chart. But I know. And looked it up. Sure enough, yeah, he's a Taurus. He's a 29-degree Taurus. So his sun is on my south node. My south node is in Taurus. Is at 23 degrees. So it's kind of far away, but still counts. His sun is at 29 degrees Taurus. His Mercury is in Taurus. And this is where we really vibe because we have the same communication style. Like his Mercury is 8 degrees Taurus, and that's my sun. My sun is 8 degrees Taurus. So we really vibe. And then his moon and Venus are in Aries. His moon is right on my Mars in Aries, which is like the the most magnetic synastry I've ever experienced with somebody is having the moon Mars conjunction. What else is he? Oh, he's a Cap rising, I believe, is if his birth time is right. But he could also be, yeah, I could see Capricorn rising actually. Um, yeah, so Capricorn rising, 29-degree Taurus, moon in Aries, Mercury in Taurus. His Venus is in Aries. His Mars is in Pisces. Um, which his Mars squares my moon, so that's also pretty like intense and magnetic. And then what? I think those are the only things. Those are the only personal things, right? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but oh, he has Jupiter in Cancer in my 10th house. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Past life connection. I know. There's such a weird draw to him that I'm like, I feel like I know you. Like it's totally past life. It's the weirdest feeling because I'm like, I've never been to France. It's my first time in France. The story of how we met is crazy too. Like We met in person, like at McDonald's. Like what? Like he just came up to me at McDonald's, um, and like wouldn't leave me alone, even though I was like not giving him the time of day. And it's so kismet, it's crazy. Totally, I've dated that. Yeah, every Taurus man has like the same energy. They just are so broody. They're kind of like water sign men, but grounded. By the way, I've been teaching myself astrology since I was 12. Oh my God. Love this chart because you have very cool insights. Thank you. Yeah, his ascendant is Capricorn, and his Saturn is, so he was born in 1990. So he has the Uranus Neptune conjunction and Saturn in Capricorn, I believe, on his ascendant. There's a lot of sexual connection, yeah. Yeah. Is he ambitious? I don't know, really. Um, oh, you're a Capricorn rising? I love Capricorn risings. That's my unconscious astrology rising. So in human design, you have an unconscious astrology chart, and that's mine. It's like your second astrology chart. And mine is a Cap rising. So I always vibe with Cap risings. Um, yeah, but there's a lot of sexual tension for sure. And he works a lot, so yeah, I could see that. Jupiter will transit your 10th house. I know, I'm so excited. It's gonna move over my progressed Mercury and Venus, and I am so excited. That's why I was saying, I don't know if y'all were on earlier when I was saying that like next year, next spring, around my solar return is gonna be fucking lit. But that's a reason it'll be lit as hell because Jupiter and then the Mars retrograde is there as well. Oh wow, yeah. Oh, and he has stuff in. Oh wait, he has Pluto and Scorpio, and then I was looking at like his asteroids and stuff like that, and he has a lot in Scorpio, and I was like, oh, that makes sense too. Being at a food place, total Taurus, total Taurus. My mom's South Node conjuncts my dad's sun. Whoa, wait, no, that's the same as us. That's crazy. Past life thing is, yeah, for real. Pisces sun, Gemini moon, Cap rising, and a manifester. I love that. Joined at 22 minutes. Okay, I think that was, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pluto opposite my sun. I think his Pluto is like outside of orb. Um, well, actually it might be like close to orb. But yeah, that's a thing. No, no, no. It's because my sun's at 8 degrees and his Pluto is at 16 degrees, so it's kind of outside of orb. But also his north and south nodes square my sun and Mercury because his north node's in Aquarius. But yeah, the domination thing is real, like the subtle, well, and his Jupiter squares my Mars and ascendant. Um the subtle like power, like he'll be like we'll go out and he'll be like, you're gonna wear lipstick, right? I'm like, I've never had a man ask me what I'm gonna like, ask me to wear a certain look a certain way or whatever. Like that's interesting. Yeah, shame you can't audio into the chat. I think I can share my screen actually. That's why I'm so glad I found this. Hold on. This new um hold on. Open your computer system settings. Click privacy and security. Click screen recording. I'm pretty sure I have this. I have to change my system settings. Hold on. And then I can share the screen. Yeah, I know. I really do like it. It's so funny. Like this is probably the most Aries energy man I've ever met. And I'm like, this is the best. This is the best. Literally, why was I into like feminine ass dudes? Oh yeah. Charts can't be perfect, but you do like an alpha man. Yeah, no, totally. That's what I've realized too. It's like it helps me to understand everything. It helps me to understand stuff, but like even my my really good friend, who is also a professional astrologer, was like, don't look at the chart for a little while because you never know like what you're gonna like. And I was like, yeah, that's true. There's so much more to it than just the charts. But I got Chiron and Virgo, so it can be a little overthinky. Okay, let me see. Click screen recording. Allow browser to share screen. Yeah, it should work. No, I haven't been on birth. Yeah, that's something I noticed when I got off birth control. Um, it was like my whole personality shifted. Like I haven't been on birth control since 2019. And like a few months after I was in a long-term relationship when I like got my IUD removed. And I had been on birth control for like 10 years and various methods. And I was like, this isn't like good for me anymore. I can't. So I got it removed, and then like months later, I was like, I don't even like this person anymore. And we like tumultuously broke up. And I haven't dated anyone seriously since then because I've been like healing from that and healing from like the people I was attracted to when I was like on artificial hormones. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, the Chiron and Virgo. It gets me. It gets me. And my mom is a Virgo, so it's like also it's like doubly. Oh, Tori, your Chiron's in Virgo too. Oh yeah, I remember that. And your husband is a Virgo? Oh my God, is it on your Chiron? That's kismet. I feel like that's some like divine healing intervention if they're on top of each other. So many Libra risings are astrologers and then the spiritual careers. It is interesting, probably because Sag rules our third house, and a lot of. Yeah, let me share the chart. Can you still see me if I share this? Oh yeah, I'm on the side. This is so cool. Okay, hold on, because I still want to see me. Um, hold on. So I think a lot of Libra risings are astrologers because one, Sag rules our third house, and then two, Scorpio rules our second house. And a lot of us in my generation at least have Pluto there. Okay, so this is my chart. Let me bring up Tim's chart. Yeah. Totally did the right thing, re-IUD, yeah. I've been like a health nut. It's very Saturn in the sixth house. Like I've been a health nut since I can remember, and it was all just a matter of time before I learned how unhealthy like hormonal birth control is, and I got the fuck off of it. But it was something it's very like it's so interesting how looking at the charts of my family members as well, like I know my mom meant the best and meant well with this, but it was really kind of pressured onto birth control. Um, and her son is right on my Chiron, and they're kind of out of orb, but Yeah, kind of out of order, but it is opposite my Saturn as well. And I'm pretty sure I went on birth control when I was in my Saturn opposition. So it's funny that it just all adds up. Look at his Jupiter in the seventh house, foreign like you. Yeah, yeah. And it's conjunct his Chiron. Tori says, I haven't looked into it yet. Still learning to put our charts together. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I think so too. His Chiron is in Leo, and I'm a Leo rising. Whoa! Yeah, that's like kismet karmic healing. Oh my God, I love that. I love those types of dynamics where you like the how do I say that? Like the healing that comes from intimacy, like that is so beautiful. He shouldn't smoke or drink. Yeah. He doesn't smoke, but he does drink sometimes and gets a little crazy. Yeah. Your Jupiter on top of his midheaven. Oh, well, my chart's the inside one. His is the outside one. So, wait, do I also have Jupiter on his midheaven? Oh, yeah, I guess I do because, well, it's like close to it, yeah. We both have that for each other. That's kind of crazy. The Jupiter midheaven, same sign. Huh. Get a prenup? No, for sure. That's been like a, mm-hmm. But no, it's so funny because I was telling my friend the other day, I was like, girl, I don't know if he's like long-term material just because of the way he acts sometimes. But he'll say things like the night that we met, he was because he invited me to go out dancing with him and his friend. And the night that we met, he was like, this is the best night of my life. Like I've never met an American. I was just like, you're acting a little crazy, like very Venus and Aries. And then he was like calling me his wife and stuff. And then he was like, if guys come up to you, you're gonna say that you're not single, right? And I'm like, chill out. Chill out, Venus and Aries. Like, chill out. And then the possessiveness of the Taurus. Oh my God. But no, no matter who I end up with, I'll get a prenup because, yeah, that's a non-negotiable. What's that? There's a Kanye song. We want prenup. We want prenup. I'm an attorney, so I know what these things. Yeah. But he was like asking me to stay. He was like, you're gonna come back to France, right? You're gonna like stay and you're gonna like come back. And I was like, well, I'd have to get a visa, like, unless you want to marry me. And he got quiet. But he literally calls me his wife, and I'm like, you need to chill out. You need to chill out. I'm pretty sure he lives with his family. Like, I don't know about that. I ain't trying to have no Hannah and Nick situation if y'all saw the last Love is Blind. But yeah, I do love the Mercury synastry. It's like we have the same humor and like the way we communicate is like literally the same, which it makes sense. Yeah, my chart's on the inside. It's on the inside, but it's so wild because like if you can see, his moon is on my descendant. His moon is 5 seconds away from my descendant. Because my descendant is 9 degrees 56 minutes. His moon is 9 degrees 51 minutes. Like that's insane. But yeah, I tweeted about this recently because I'm like, it feels so weird. He's not someone I would normally ever be into. It makes no logical sense why I would even like want to talk to this man, still be interested in this man. But here we are. There's tons of magnetism and it makes sense and totally past life thing as well. And then I was thinking about it earlier today. His sun is out of sign conjunct my Venus as well. And his oh, that's what you were saying, Joanna. His sun is opposite my Pluto. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wait, you just said that has Sun conjunct Venus, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then his Venus trines my moon. His Mars squares my moon, which I think that that's kind of like a good square. Um, because I know, like, as an example, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, I think their suns square each other. So, like, some squares I feel like could be like I don't see all squares as bad, is what I'm getting at. We do talk. We talk like once a week and we go out dancing a lot. But it hasn't had like other than him jokingly calling me his wife and stuff, it hasn't had like a serious connotation to it, which I don't know. I don't know. I'm entertaining it. I'm just having fun with it and we'll see where it goes. But it's been very light. Let's just go dancing at the club and not like anything other than that. Yeah, some squares you can work with for sure. For sure. And we have a Jupiter trine. His Jupiter trines my Saturn as well. Um, yeah. Jupiter trine Jupiter. That's good. No, I'm the one with Venus and Gemini. He has Venus and Aries. Which is probably a good thing. But yeah, there's a lot of trines. So the square that is there doesn't isn't a big deal. If it were all squares, there was a guy I met over the summer. It was like all squares between most of our stuff. And it just like it was like we couldn't get on the same page. But this guy, it's like again, it all makes sense because like despite the language barrier, like we find a way to communicate, we find a way to understand each other and like be on the same page. And there's just like that natural pull and gravitation, like no matter what. But yeah, I don't know, there might be there I feel like there's some weird oh, it's also interesting too, we both have North Node in the second house, if his birth time is right. But yeah, the students discussing the professor man's chart. Yeah. Yeah, I love synastry. I was I did a whole thread, a few different threads in the forum and my membership talking about like all my dating experiences because I had a few while I was over here. Yeah, I've met so many guys over here. It's literally insane. It's very Venus in the ninth house, which I knew was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen the second I got over here. But it's so true. Like I was so frustrated. And then the second I got over here, boom. Telling y'all Venus in the ninth house. Oh wait, why did I just pick up astrophotography? I wanted to bring up my progress chart. Progress chart for Paris. Because that's one thing I think that would deter me from moving here is my relocation chart here. But I don't know, I can learn to love it. It's just very different than my relocation chart where I was living in the US. But this is my progress chart for Paris, which it's not bad. Funny, I'm a Capricorn rising in my progress chart here. Yeah, I did a relocation chart. This is my progress chart for Paris, but my ascendant is at 9 degrees Libra. Um, what happened when the South Node is on my? I feel like something big happened when the South Node is on my ascendant. Damn it. South Node's been at was it 6 degrees for a while? Hmm. Yeah, I don't remember anything major happening, but I do remember when the South Node was exactly on my ascendant. I mean, I was really into fashion and like dressing myself differently because I was getting ready to come over here. That's what was going on. Does Tim know I do this professionally? Not really. Because of the language barrier. Um, he knows I'm into astrology because I asked him for his stuff and we talked about it. And then he was like, "Well, what do you do? What do you do?" And I was like, "Social media. Like I have a business." And he was like, "I don't understand." And I was like, "Social media." And he was like, "Oh, you're an influencer." And I was just like, "Yeah." Because I don't know how to communicate it. Sun in the sixth house, working in exercise in Paris. Is my sun in the sixth house my progress chart? Let me pull it back up. Oh yeah, yeah, my progress sun is, yeah. Yeah, I walk so much here. Like, it's midnight now, but I probably walked 4 miles yesterday. I walk like 4 to 6 miles every day here. So there's a lot of activity, a lot more than when I'm at home. Um, I am very Venus and Gemini, yeah. Yeah. I really want to be more fluent in French, and like every time I speak it with somebody, I'm faced with that. Like, fuck, I'm really not that fluent. Or not fluent at all. Like I know how to say really basic shit, but that's it. I'm like a 3-year-old in French. But I was a 2-year-old last year, so that's better than working in Paris. Yeah. Work has been kind of tough here. Um, whoa, how's my progressed moon at 6 degrees already? That's crazy. But honestly, I blame working being a little hard here be on my relocation chart because my Chiron's in the 10th house. Let me pull it. So this is my relocation chart, which actually is very similar to my solar return chart for this year, ascendant wise, like how where the houses are wise. But no, I know. I love my Venus and Gemini. I just like understand what you mean when you say that. I love it. I am very Venus and Gemini, and I love it. I love my chart. I really do. Like I love everything about it. I could do language exchange meetups, yeah. Yeah, that would be very progress sun and Gemini of me. Yep, yep, yep. And my midheaven being in Libra here. But I was like deathly sick for the last 2 weeks. Y'all might still kind of can hear it in my voice a little bit. So I haven't really done much, which is why I wanted to extend my trip in the first place. And I'll be here now until like middle January if I don't extend again. But unless I want to spend like a lot of time somewhere else and then come back here, I do have to go back to the US to get a visa, which the longer I sit with feels like it'll really happen, me getting a visa, even though I don't want to go to Houston, Texas, or LA. But it's funny, I was even telling my mom yesterday because I called her for Thanksgiving and was like, I don't know, like if I want to get a visa, I'd have to go to Houston or LA to get it. And she was like, well, Houston's cool. And I'm just like, God damn it. You don't need to feel this fire, Mom. I don't know. I was sick. Everyone has been sick, I feel like. I had like a really bad like sinus infection and bronchitis symptoms. And I was in the south of France. I do know why I got sick. I think it's because I went from the south of France where it was warm and sunny back to Paris where it was um, cold and cloudy. And then on the train, which was a 6 hour train, I sat next to a dude who was like coughing the whole time and like pretty sick. I was like, dude, you shouldn't be on this train, but whatever, I get it. Yeah, I was born on the 28th. I'm a one in numerology. I'm like a double one. It could also be the Saturn retrograde just ended at near my Saturn in the sixth house. Could also be why I was sick. I don't know. Je ne sais pas. How do I stop screen sharing? Oh, stop sharing. Was there any current transits I want to talk about? We have Sun opposite Uranus today. Moon opposite Uranus today, sorry. The Sun is squaring Saturn, but Mars is trining Saturn, or the Sun. I literally can't talk. Venus on Pluto will be a refreshing change. Oh no, I know. I'm here to make the money. I'm the breadwinner. Yeah, I got. Let's go back to my natal chart. It's funny, I talked about this in the beginning of the live because I, for today only, am releasing my astrology bonuses, which have until now only lived in my Become an Astrologer course. And one of the bonuses, there are 4 different lessons, bonus lessons in the course that are available for purchase as a bundle right now. And one of them is on how to make money using your astrology. And I talk about my chart in that lesson and how my North Node is in the second house. It's on Pluto, and I have Jupiter there, combined with just having an eighth house stellium as well. Like all that I have in the eighth house too. It's like that is like the focus of my life is like wealth, asset accumulation. I know this. I'm from Venezuela, but I live in the US. Oh, cool. Venus on Pluto to make it more than a smooch. Wait, what do you mean Venus on? Oh, the Venus on Pluto transit? More than a smooch. I know he keeps, that's one of the things I'm like, I don't think this guy's boyfriend material. But then I go back and I'm like, wait, my shit's in the second house. Like, does that mean I'm supposed to be the breadwinner? Because I don't really necessarily want to be. Like, I kind of want someone who's like an equal. He keeps asking me to like pay for shit, and I'm like, I don't really want to pay for shit, dude. Like, I can pay for shit, but I don't really want to, you know? I've gotten reports from you before. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. I love what I do. I love sharing my insights and my teachings, and I love sharing my brain with you guys. It's like so fun. I'm so grateful I get to do it. I'm so grateful we live in an age where I get to do it. Yeah, the transit. Actually, let's look at when we're gonna hang out next because I think Venus will be on Pluto. Wait, we're probably gonna hang out next Friday. Oh, it'll be close to Venus, 28 degrees Capricorn. Mercury, we're gonna have a Mercury Cazimi, Mercury square Saturn. No, literally, I don't want to pay for a man. It's like so. You know how men say like stuff is demasculating? How do you say that about feminine? It's like defeminizing. Like I don't want to pay for shit. That's my one hang up with him. He asked me to pay for stuff. I'm like, I don't. What are you on about? Yeah. No, no, no. Don't love that. That's why also I feel like it doesn't have a serious connotation because it's like if a man is really into you, he's gonna offer to pay for shit. He's not gonna ask you pay for shit. Even a lot of my male friends won't let me pay for shit. Yeah, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. But yeah, the last time we hung out, he like spilled his drink all over my skirt and it kind of like ruined it. So I was like, you're gonna buy me a new skirt. Hmm. You're gonna take me shopping. See, that's my Mars and Aries. Like, I'm like, hell no. We ain't doing this. But yeah, I'm excited for the end of the year. Oh, Mars will go retrograde on Friday as well, later in the day. Wait, because this is for midnight. Hold up. Yeah, so Venus will be on Pluto pretty close to when we hang out next. Yeah, and a new drink, unless he's broke. I'm like, is this your Taurus? Like, are you just frugal? I don't understand because you have a full-time job and you live with your family. Like, unless you're supporting your family, I don't understand where your money is going. I also know they don't do like credit cards over here, which maybe makes you have to be more careful with spending. I don't know. But I just feel like that's like a general like male female thing. Like men should be paying. I know the Mars retrograde's gonna last forever. I know I just posted a podcast episode about that recently. And it's gonna be in Cancer forever. That's really the sad part. If it was like fully in Leo the whole time, that would be fine. But it's gonna be in Cancer until like July, I think, or like June. Let me see. Like once it goes back into Cancer, it's gonna be there for okay until like end of April. Hold on, this makes me want to look at my solar return for next year. You think he's asking me to pay because my vibe is with money, or like I my vibe is money and therefore I should exude the energy of what the fuck I'm not paying. I know. The younger generation men don't think they need to court the ladies, I know. I know, I can't stand it. Yeah, look at where's my solar return? Okay. But he's I don't know. Even like I don't know, I really think it depends on how they were raised. And I do think men innately know, like if they like you enough, they're gonna pay for shit. Like even like my brother knows that and he's like 24. And this guy's 34. So it's like I feel like y'all know that. You just don't like me that much. That's what it really is. Wait, is this really April 28th? This is really my birthday next year because Neptune is in Aries. I didn't think I was gonna move there that soon. He thinks you should pay because you exude money and he's a young guy, yeah, in the new generation. And because I'm American and he knows that, and I feel like everybody that I mean, that's a generalization, which like, duh. But I feel like a lot of Europeans assume Americans are rich because compared to European salaries, like most Americans make more. Any new relationship I start with Mars retrograde won't last. I wouldn't say that. I would say it depends on your chart. Um, yeah, maybe because you're, yeah, Cancer rules your seventh house, maybe. Um, but it could just be like you reevaluating if you do meet somebody, reevaluating the terms of the relationship or reevaluating like what you actually want. Like it doesn't mean a relationship won't last. It's not that simple. Like I know there's going to be a Venus and Mercury retrograde in Aries next year, like early in the year. But I've also known that I'm probably not that far away from like meeting somebody who I'm going to be in a like committed relationship with, whether it's this guy or somebody else. Like I've known that since the beginning of this year. And then knowing there's a Venus Mercury retrograde, it's like I don't think that means the relationship isn't going to last. I just think it means we will like reevaluate the relationship, the terms of it, or what have you. He's 34, not paying. I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, are you broke? Like, je ne comprends pas. Like, c'est quoi ça? Because you're American too. Yeah, I know. I do exude money. Descendant is in Cancer and somehow visit in Leo. Yeah. Venus retrograde. Venus usually goes retrograde every year. I think it's in March. Uh, middle of March. I don't know because I don't remember exact. I know the exact dates because Mercury and Venus go retrograde at the same time. But we can actually look that up because I was just talking about this in my membership. Um, and there was a website I shared that I can find again. Yeah, that's why I think Tim just like isn't that into me. And I don't think he's like serious boyfriend material. Okay, so yep, that's the Mars retrograde. Okay, Venus retrograde starts March 1st and goes until April 12th. It'll start in Pisces and then no, it'll start in Aries and then move back into Pisces. And then Mercury retrograde starts 2 weeks after Venus retrograde. Okay, let me pull that up on my birthday is March 9th, solar return with Venus retrograde. It'll be in your, let's see, Capricorn, Aries. Oh yeah, it'll be in your fourth and third houses though, so you'll feel it more there then. And it'll be after Mars retrograde is done. So don't as you said to me earlier, don't what did you say? Don't condition yourself. Program yourself. Don't program yourself. Anything's possible regardless of what's going on with the Astro. It could be you just reevaluating because Mars is action, right? So it could just be you reevaluating how you're taking action to meet somebody. Like if you've been on the apps, like getting off the apps and trying to do it in person, or vice versa. Cap rising starts at 21 degrees. Oh, you have Venus there right now. Oh my God. Are you like feeling yourself? Venus is there right now. Get dolled up and go somewhere like go to a party or go to get drinks or something. Where's your Saturn? Back on the apps, yeah. Yeah, follow your are you an emotional authority or splenic? Or what are the other ones? Yes, I love Venus on the ascendant. That's like one of my favorite transits of the year. It's such a good time. It's such a like I'm feeling myself time. Great time to yeah, put yourself out there. Great time to get some photo shoots. Get a photo shoot done, even if it's just a friend in a park. Mm. Oh, Saturday in the seventh house. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have a really good friend that has Saturn in the second house, and when their Saturn return peaked over the summer, they got divorced. Like they're divorced from their first husband, finalized, and it was such a like freeing moment for them. I was so excited for them. And they've been in a serious relationship with somebody else like since that relationship ended, even though they weren't divorced from the person, like they were separated or whatever, and they've been in a committed relationship with someone new who is like amazing and like they're a perfect match. Um, Pretty much since that last relationship ended. So, and now they're talking about getting married to the new person. So it can happen for sign in the seventh house. It just, yeah, the hardships create resilience. Yeah, no, literally that's I don't think they knew about astrology or like knew when they got married the first time, but yeah, their Saturn return was the ending of that first marriage. Because yeah, I agree. I don't think people with Saturn in the seventh should be married till they're. I don't think anyone should get married before their Saturn return, unless they have a lot of Capricorn or Aquarius placements, because those people are going to be more mature to begin with. But like, I don't know. I was a child before my Saturn return, and I'm saying that still like not fully over my Saturn return. So I don't think anyone should get married before their Saturn return. But it also goes to show you like how deep conditioning is, because that's like an old paradigm thing, because people didn't live as long, and we're still in that like collective mind set of we're still in the old collective mind of like, oh well, you better get married and have kids early because you're gonna die at 30 or 50 or whatever. And we still like our minds haven't caught up, our collective thinking hasn't caught up with the fact that most of us live to be like 70, 80, 90. And that's a long fucking time to be on the planet. When we're out of retrograde, I would book a session. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on, it sounds like. Saturn in the seventh is a thing. Some people marry before Saturn return because of religious reasons, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I also this might be my like I don't know what this could be in my chart, but I kind of view marriage as like a business arrangement. which is how it's been viewed, been how it's been viewed for like basically since it began. But yeah, that's why I'm also big on the prenup. Totally agree with you. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're an attorney. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I used to live with a family who the man would always say, like the husband would always say, like whenever you enter something, you got to know how you're gonna leave it, and that has really stuck with me. When it comes to marriage specifically, because it's like, yeah, don't want to have to deal with that. We deal with it before so that we don't. It's not as big of a thing to deal with after. But I'm a Capricorn rising. It's a business thing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have Saturn. Well, no, no, no. I have Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn, and Uranus rules my fifth house. So, yeah, I've kind of always had that view of like partnerships. Oh, okay, you're into like communications. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. I don't think there was, but commitment phobic, five planets and air signs. Yeah, I thank my Taurus for being a serial monogamist. If I didn't have all the Taurus, I wouldn't be. But yeah, this has been really fun, y'all. Thank you for showing up and being so engaging, Joanna. I appreciate you. I'm excited for a new book a session, and or if I see you on the next live, because I plan to do these often now that I have a webcam over here in France. So yeah, this was fun. If you're watching the replay, comment your questions below and I'll get to them. And yeah, hope to see you on the next live. Okay, I love you all. Bye for now. Let's see if I figure out how to end this thing actually. Oh wait, there we go. Okay, bye y'all. Bonsoir, au revoir. Oh, I'm glad. You're so welcome. Okay, bye.